For the past year, Nelly Sordo and her two kids have made this RV their home.
I'm sleep here with my dogs, my two kids.
Nelly says life wasn't always like this. Before the RV, they rented a room for $1,300 in the Mission District.
The rent is too much for money, and after the coronavirus, is the working is down, so I came to work too much. So my check is like 200, 300. So I came to pay the rent.
Where do you work?
Housekeeping, a motel.
At night, she hugs her two kids and prays for a miracle.
Ella me dice, mamá, podemos orar.
And she says, Mom, can we pray?
Mm-hmm.
Y oran, you guys
Sí,
pray.
oramos y ya nos quedamos dormidos.
And then you fall asleep.
In bed, 7-year-old Suleika.
Is it hard to fall asleep?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it's because sometimes the lights of the cars make me and making noise, and I don't sleep good.
It's too loud, too noisy. Do you get scared?
I only get scared when the windows are open.
Nelly's family story is one of at least 50 who live along Winston Drive and Lake Merced Boulevard in RVs. These flyers are looming over them. Next month, they likely won't be able to park here on weekdays for more than 4 hours.
But implementing a 4-hour parking limit is technically displacing them.
Well, we've been working with the Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing for over a year to find permanent housing solutions for many of these families and to find a safe parking sites for those that need a little bit more time to get their footing.
Supervisor Myrna Melgar represents this district, and her office says they've been working on helping these families. The parking restrictions are coming in because SFMTA is planning to begin the construction of a bike lane, all part of a quick-built pedestrian and bike safety project.
And we've been urgently we've been looking at sites, we've been trying to push for other resources, trying to get assessments done, like all these things we've been doing. And so we also need that same sense of urgency from the city departments. This is a public health and a public safety issue.
In a statement, SFMTA said in part, we're focusing our efforts with services and shelter opportunities, as previously mentioned, and are still discussing the possible solutions with the project team and city partners that will best fit the needs of those who may be impacted. SFMTA says they'll give these families a 2-week heads up, but Nelly knows time is ticking. She tries to stay strong in front of her kids, but says every day is getting harder. In Spanish, she says they're praying to God for help.
Le pido a Dios que me saque de aquí un día. Que nunca me vaya a dejar aquí porque no me gusta tampoco. Pero es la única manera que debo de estar aquí.
You know, I had like an 1,800 square foot house, 4 bedrooms, 4 acres of property. It was like, what can I fit in a 22-foot trailer?
A growing number of Americans are calling RV parks like this one I'm at near Chattanooga, Tennessee home because of soaring housing costs since the pandemic.
There's a stigma of RV parks, trailer parks being trashy, you know, where trashy people live. When they're not, you know, they're not all like that.
I've learned more in 3 months than I have in my whole entire 11 years of being alive.
Renting a space here at an RV park can be around $400 to $500 a month, while rents in the area are up to $1,200, $1,500 a month for even just a 1-bedroom apartment.
This is it. I mean,
for people who are on a fixed income, for people who have hourly jobs, or just making the median area income, that's become unaffordable, causing some people to have to turn to RVs.
I've adapted to this lifestyle because we have to adapt, because if we don't adapt, we won't change, and if we don't change, we'll be mad. And if we're mad, that just sucks.
RV living can also come with some unanticipated costs. They're not meant to be lived in full time, so they can come with a lot of wear and tear that can bring with it costly repairs.
We needed warranty repairs. They said, well, bring it in, drop it off for 2 to 3 months. That's a challenge if you're living in it.
They're also not built as structures to withstand extreme weather events the way a house would. So hail, wind, floods, tornadoes, all things that are becoming increasingly common can put RV owners in a lot of danger.
Let's put it this way.
Sometimes they come with high interest rates, which can create added costs for a lot of RV owners trying to save money by living this lifestyle.
Hello, true very rich family. Welcome back to another powerful episode. Big shout out and credit to all amazing Stitches videos used in this documentary. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps True Verdict's voice alive.
Americans cannot afford to live at all, okay? I just had a conversation with some coworkers, and they told me that some of their family members are actually living in their cars, right? They're living in cars to save money, right? They shower at the gym and they just sleep in their cars to save money and all that stuff because the rent is way too high. It's like nobody can afford to live. The only people that can afford to live, that can afford food and rent, comfortably is you got to be making like near $1 million, at least $500,000. Because even people that are six-figure earners, depending on where you live, they are struggling like crazy. But check this out. These are Americans living in their cars, yo.
Making brekkie in a grocery store parking lot. I eat off the pan because less dishes.
Somewhere.
Day 37 of living in our car. We've been living in our car for 37 days. It's been very hard.
I shared yesterday that I've moved into my Subaru because I refuse to sign another lease and give tens of thousands of dollars to millionaire property management companies that I hate. Fuck capitalism. So here are some answers to questions that you guys had about how I'm doing this. Question was, where do I shower? I know a lot of people get gym memberships. I haven't done that yet because I haven't needed to do that. I'm in a little bit of a special situation where my family lives pretty close by where I'm at. They're like 40 minutes away and they live on a boat now. And so I have access to like the marina showers. I just need their key fob.
Okay, boom. I've been living in my car since May 13th. About 2 months and some change. Let's talk about it. So I bought this car knowing that I was probably going to have to make a tough decision. I do freelance work and video, and a lot of the money will come in late, as any freelance knows.
So how far is this gonna get? Like is this the new lifestyle? Are we gonna do absolutely nothing about housing? Right? Is there gonna be just no affordable housing at all? Like no $500, $700 apartments, none of that. Everything's just gonna keep being more and more and more expensive. Because right now there are about 3 million Americans, and you can Google this, right? You can do the research. Google it. There are about 3 million Americans living in their cars or van life, right? And those numbers are going up because people just can't afford anything. Everything's just way too expensive. Something has got to change. Something has got to snap. Something has got to crack. Okay? We cannot have our families living in cars, dude.
All these people living in their cars. And back in 2019, the statistics showed that 140,000 people were living in their car. But I assume now it's probably double.
I've been living in my car for over 70 days now. And I'm in a pickle. I ran out of food. I don't have any gas, so I'm kind of stranded in a parking lot. I've been here for around 4 days now, and I'm a little stressed, but I'm still making it work somehow. I'm trying everything in my character to just not go on the side of the road and beg for money.
And because of the out of control inflation that we're having in our country right now and rent prices being over $1,500 a month, I have been outpriced at the rental market, and I live here in my car full time.
Hey, I'm homeless. I live in my car.
I've lived in my car for 11 and a half months, and today is the day that my car broke down.
Okay, so I am homeless.
Across United States, a growing number of hardworking Americans have been forced to live in their cars, van, and even old trucks. They are not lazy individuals. They are workers, parents, students, and veterans struggling to survive in a nation where rent price has skyrocketed far beyond their reach. Experts said between 200,000 to 350,000 people now call their vehicle homes. What was once a symbol of freedom Life on the road has turned into a symbol of Americans' housing failure. Rents in major cities have doubled in just few years in Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago. Even a small one-bedroom apartment costs more than the average worker's paycheck. But these people are not jobless. Many work full-time jobs. They deliver food, work in hospitals, teach in schools, serve the public. Yet at night, they return not to a home, but to a backseat of a car. The number of recurrent homeless Americans has exploded since 2020, and today it's estimated that nearly 1 out of 500 working adults live in a vehicle. The problem isn't laziness, it's a system that values profits over people.
When you become homeless, you kind of revert into this solitude. It's humiliating. I find especially the women, we don't say anything to anyone about it. My name is Judith, and I've been living in my car at 72 years old since the end of February. Good morning. I'd like a medium-sized black. Okay. I'm not always this sweet sounding either. It's a facade. It's the first thing I do when I get up and start my day. I go and get a cup of coffee. And then I head across the street to this cemetery and organize my car for the day. Now, St. Mary's Cemetery is a local place where a lot of homeless people come to. I've seen a woman my age who is currently living in the trees over here. I'm a working visual artist. I have been my whole life. Once a woman is single and aging, she has no safety net, none. For the last 5-6 years of my work life, even with my Social Security, I was not able to pay a rent with that combined income. What were you doing? I was working as a cashier at the Market Basket. It's not safe living like this when you're older. You have to drive everywhere you need to go. If I'm going to have something to eat, I have to go someplace to get food. If I need to use a bathroom, I have to get in the car and drive someplace. We're at my storage container, and this is where I had the movers bring all of my belongings. A lifetime of work and collecting, and this is it. I kept my drafting table, and I tried to keep it open because I was hoping that maybe I could work a little bit from here, but it's ridiculous, impossible. This is the cabinet where I keep a lot of my stored goods when I'm home. This is my son with his first tuna, and this is my children when they were little, and this is something my daughter made in school, and here's our family portrait. Here I am on the Rowley site at apartments.com, and there's one rental available, and it's for $3,500. My budget pushing it is $2,000. No one is moving anywhere because there's no place to move to. I'm just like crying all the time. It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
I am homeless, living here in my car, even though I work full-time, often 50 to 60 hours every week. I don't make enough money to afford an apartment, which is now $1,800, often higher for a one-bedroom apartment. So I live in my car. I own money. I do food deliveries like you see here. I also do grocery deliveries. I walk dogs. I pick up gig work. But the haters are just gonna hate. But I am devoted to my health. I go to the gym almost every day, and that's where I get my showers. Thank you for watching.
Cities are trying to manage this growing population by creating safe parking zones But even those filled up fast, many of these Americans face danger daily: theft, extremely weather, and constant police sweep that punish them from one street to another. They live with dignity despite hardship. They work hard, they pay their tax, and they contribute to the nation. But without affordable housing, the American dream is trapped in the driver's seat. This crisis demands immediate attention. The government must recognize that high cost of rent isn't just an economic issue, it's a moral one. President Donald Trump's administration and state leaders need to act quick to make housing affordable again. Every American deserves a safe, steady place to live, not a steering wheel for a pillow. We can't ignore the fact that hundreds of thousands of working citizens now live in vehicles because the cost of roof has become unreachable. America is strong, but a nation that allows its workers to sleep in cars is a nation in need of change. If you know anyone struggling, lend a hand, a meal, or simple compassion. No one chose this life. They endure it because the system left them behind. Let's raise awareness. Let's demand policy that protect working Americans. Let's restore the dream, not just for the riches, but for every citizen who work hard and deserve a home. Thanks for watching True Verdicts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your voice matters. Your actions matter. And together, we can make America fair again.